3v3 faction war. This is Capital Spire and Orks versus Eldar game 1. First up for the Orky blue team, it's Rags no Chinkonka as a Warboss, angry melee commander that walks through cover, very good offense disruption and support from the front lines. Can be very tough. Also alongside we have two Kommando knobs. First up is Floid and also Kowsey 4. These are infiltrating commanders that shoot you, stab you and blow you up. Orky style, this one's shooting already and he's shooting Adila's Warlock. We also have Illethor as a Warlock for the red Eldar team. These guys are melee commanders with great mobility and disruption, and also tank damage with the right warg. It looks like that Warlock will finish the cap, yes. And alongside is XPhial's Eldar Farseer, support commander that fights in melee combat. Great buffs and debuffs and good mobility too. But let's see what's going on mid. Lots and lots of DAC. It looks like the Orks will take back the mid. That stun bomb is not going to hit anything. Where's the guide? There's the guide on this Dire Avenger squad. Those guys now doing 30% more damage and have increased range. Is it 30% or 40%? It's something like that. These guys need to retreat though, and they do retreat. And these Eldar guys will be forced off. Capital Spire then. Actually, in the ranked rotation, a lot of people dislike this map because of the odd dimensions and the fact that you can perhaps abuse turrets. At the moment though, I quite like it. Kind of have a love-hate relationship, but since so many people want to play on Calderis and Argus and so on, the odd Capital Spire game is alright by me. I suppose it's quite beneficial to the Orks in this matchup because Eldar can't use their gates quite as well as they could on a larger map. Lots of debate in the community at the moment about the state of Eldar webway gates. Lots of people think they're overpowered, some people think they're fine. Personally, I do not like to comment too much on balance issues of things that I don't actually use myself, because it's very, wow, big destructor from this Warlock of Adila. As I was saying, it's very easy to think something's overpowered if you don't actually use it yourself and don't have to deal with the intricacies and timing and such. But there are some I should say, high level players, Riku, DJ Rafa, Riku who does dabble in Eldar, I think Rafa does play them as well, who think they're overpowered. Hans Molman, of course, very high level Eldar player, also thinks they should be tweaked. But then you have Asmon, who just won the 2v2 tournament with Eldar, of course. Very high level Eldar player. One of the most knowledgeable persons about Dawn of War 2 in general that you're going to find. One of the writers for Dawn of War 2 over at Game Replays. And I haven't seen him, in what I've read, say that they need tweaking. But it's all down to Mr. Keltos, and he's on the board. Could probably write an essay about Dire Avengers power bashing in tier 2 or something, that guy. So he's on the case, just need to be patient as he sorts through stuff. But let's get back to this game. Are we going to see webway gates in this matchup make a big difference? Shuriken is up for Adila, going to be stunned. Bit of a frantic start. This is a very frantic map in general, especially in this central area. Can be over very quickly on this map. Rangers getting shots in. These are Adila's. XPhial going for some ranges of his own. Sluggers just about getting away there. And they have this big pew force. Ouch. Down goes the commando knob of Kowsey. He was purchasing stick bombs also. Could see double stick bombs and double special shooter shotguns in mid. That would be crazy. North, meanwhile, Illithor's Warlock has the Merciless Switchblade and has capped up all of this stuff. Needs to cap this natural wreck point of his though. Shuriken is setting up. What does Rags have? Double shooters, obviously. Everyone with double shooters. And double Dire Avengers for all the Eldar. Only Illithor going for Howling Banshees, which is probably wise. They would be shot to pieces by all of the fire here in mid. Those Rangers in trouble, but they do get away. Trying to cap mid, but they cannot even uncap it. Looters are set up with this death gun which suppresses infantry. And also infiltrate these guys. Looters with huge buffs in elite mod compared to retail are now a very strong setup team in general. These hide the boys sluggers detected by those rangers there and are forced off by XPhial, who will cap south with the Eldar Farseer. It's a 1-to-1, 4-4-5, 4-5-1. There's the plasma grenade, boom. Shuriken is set up and is suppressing. These double shooters are very blobbed right there. That could have been really nasty if there was a Dire Avenger squad around with plasma grenades. We do have double aspects for Adila. XPhial goes tier 2. We do have one aspect for Illethor in terms of shooters, we have big shooters for Rags all round, big shooters for Floid, and big shooters and one shooter knob for Cowsey. Is tier 2 for Floid now. Eldar taking mid, that Kommando knob is still down, but is probably going to wait for a revive. This wreck point is still uncapped up here. And the first webway gate does go up. A very strange place to put it, I think, since it's not very far away from the bases, but he might be using it for the heal ability that the Warlock's webway gate have. Incidentally, if you have an opinion on Eldar webway gates, go over to the dawnofwar.info forums and make your voices heard. 380-451, Keltos and Lulgrim, the two guys in charge of Elite Mod, do regularly read the forums. So if you have a valid and well thought out argument, it's going to be considered over on those forums, so go over there. Sluggers using their burners at range to take down generators. Looks like they took down a node and one gen, which is not bad. Can be quite difficult to bash power on this map. Farseer taking tons of range firepower, good grief. She does get away, doesn't have any war gear. And that was a stun bomb, I believe. Yes, by Floyd's Kommando knob, who's almost leveled. No sign of stick bombs for that guy. And no sign yet of a shotgun, but I do think we're going to see one. What is this? This is a dead Warboss. Rags overextending. And, Illethor doing very well in the north, but looks like he lost the Dire Avenger squad, now hitting power with the Merciless Switchblade. Adila a bit static. Is he going to flank around? He's waiting, I think, for XPhial, who has some Wraith Guard, backed up by that Warlock squad leader, gives them a speed buff with Wraith Sight, though the Farseer and Warlock commanders also give that buff. Nice destructor from Adila's Warlock. He's going for the warp throw, which will be nasty against all of those shooters, throwing them into some grenades. We might see some retreat grenades here. Adila is very good with his grenades generally. What can he do? There's one, and it did reasonably well. I'm not sure why he didn't throw two, saving it for another time. Guardian weapon team setting up still with the shuriken. Surprised we only saw one shuriken in mid, but XPhial seemed to want Wraith Guard pretty quickly, and it could pay off very nicely with 4 shooter boy squads and these looters, of course, because Wraith Guard cannot be suppressed. So you can't just walk up to a setup team in general and murder it. Rags now pushing north again, has Storm Boys on the field. Jump troops with power melee weapons. And Warp Spiders are up for Illethor, taking tons of DPS, instantly losing a model. There is Distort Field, one of the Warlock's globals. 3-2-3-4-5-1. There's a triple cap for the Eldar. They are blobbing in mid quite hugely. They have this central contested power as well, and a Death Dread is up for Floyd. Recently reduced to just 250-60 in cost. And then you can add burners and blitz for 180, 20 or 40 or something. But it's very, very cost effective walker, I think, if you can manage it well. That is the big if. Now we don't have any anti-vehicle on the Eldar team apart from the Wraith Guard perhaps. Will pack a punch if they can hit a vehicle. Can't really hit moving targets very well. 2-8-3-4-5-1. Dire Avengers leveling to 2. Sluggers in retreat. Big special attack from this Merciless Switchblade. Has a really great special, the Warlock. He's level 2, going in amongst those Storm Boys with Champion's Robe up. And here come Howling Banshees. Have the aspect of strength, but no Exarch yet. There's the War Shout. It's a risky engagement for them, but he feels that he needs to push. 269, 451. Those Banshees in trouble and are going to wipe. That was bad. The Warlock is also going to go down, I think. Retreats out. Can he get away? Don't think he can. No, goes down. Bad engagement for Illethor, and he's going to lose the top and might lose that northeast corner power as well. Here comes the Death Dread. We are getting a bright lance for this Guardian weapon team. Wraith Guard getting a volley in, didn't do a whole lot though. I think the Death Dread was in a sync kill. Sync kills reduce the damage you take by a hell of a lot. 247, 451. That is the Psychic Storm from the Eldar Farseer, which is an awesome ability now. Also has Spirit Stones for that awesome area of effect heal. Death Dread backing off, nicely done by Floyd. Right Lance getting shots. You have double tank busters for Floid, which could put some serious pressure on the Falcon that Adila has on the field right now. Warlock disrupting the Warboss with his default melee leap. Only one generator went down. What does he have? He has the enhanced custom shooter. Awesome. Does some great DPS now and has really long range, that thing. So if you have line of sight, you can shoot the crap out of stuff, and the Warlock does get away that time. I suppose he was repurchased. Eldar still have mid VP and the south. No attempt at a power harass here, or maybe there was. This generator has lost half of its hit points. Tier 3 though for the Orks in Rags and Kalzi anyway. Warp Spiders capping mid, teleport infantry with good DPS. And can get a haywire grenade, losing 2 models there though. And the node goes down immediately. Big warp throw into double plasma grenades, beautifully done by Adila. Killed at least 5 models, I think. And these tank busters might wipe us, they're not careful. Stormboy's jumping in. This is from Rag supporting mid now. There's a stun bomb, nicely done. 193451. There's a psychic storm that is painful suppression and damage over time for the duration. Awesome ability now. 191451. This Kommando in trouble. Might go down in retreat, and I think will and does. Warlocks. Illethor's Warlock, I should say, levels to 3. What do we have on the others? We have a level 3 Farseer. Warboss goes down, and a level 2 Warlock for Adila. Warboss is level 2. Kommando level 2 of Floid, and level 1 still for Kalzi. He has the rocket launcher and is hitting power with it. Death Dread going after the Falcon. We do have a Wraith Lord though on the field for XPhial, who still has his Wraith Guard up as well. Really awesome melee walker for Eldar. Can get a shoulder mounted range weapon which does not affect its melee effectiveness, will still do splash damage and all that nasty stuff. 191432. War target is dropped. This is XPhial's support sub-commander for Eldar. Can do that leap which you just saw, disrupting and buffing and healing nearby allies. Disrupting the enemies, of course, not your allies. This Wraith Lord needs to run away. 191424, what is he up to? Has XPhial lost control of it, which sometimes happens. 191424, it's a single cap, looks like he has lost control of it. Very unfortunate bug, which sometimes happens with vehicles. It seems to happen mostly, in my experience, with Carnifexes, but down it goes. You just lose control, and it does not respond to your orders. It needs to back off the rest of this stuff though. That is stick bombs in retreat path, almost wiping out those Dire Avengers. Get away with 3 models, and these stick bombs are Kalzi's. North is turning blue for the Orks. 164424. Huge VP deficit for them to make up, but they have decent armies on the field. That Wraith Lord boss was a huge deal as well. Still triple gens up. 2 gens here for the Eldar. 2 gens here also. Not really hurting for power though. Adila goes tier 3. Still has this Falcon support vehicle for Eldar. Puts out a bit more DPS than the others. Allows you to reinforce and transport infantry. Also, looters are setting up. 145, 424 is kicking off in the north. Whoa, tons of stuff died. I'm not sure what the heck happened. Shuriken was there. Maybe a plasma grenade that backfired and killed some Dire Avengers, I'm not sure. 135, 424, there's Warp Spiders still teleporting around. Orks trying to retake this central power, which has mostly been red, I think, for the Eldar. Adila's Warlock level 3 has the warp throw. We saw that awesome warp throw and grenade combo. 122, 424, double cap for the Eldar now. Can they seal this game? Illethor is in tier 3 but is struggling for field presence right now, up against Rags, who has 5 units on the field, including some flash kits. 106, 424. Looted tank on the field for Kalzi. Really nice battle tank for the Orks. Has the reinforced plating, can also disrupt with its big boom shot. 92, 424. That Death Dread is still stomping around for Floyd, has managed it well. There's a Rocks. Right Lance getting DPS on that Death Dread. Is it going to be forced off by the Rocks? No, yes it is. Very brave Right Lance, but is hit. The nuke for the Orks is awesome, but there's the double cap for the Eldar. Can they seal this game? 66, 44. Both of these factions, of course, winning their first series 2-1. So whoever wins this series will take the very early lead in the faction war season. And down goes that Falcon with this very powerful rocket launcher and better combat kit on the way. Orks will take mid, they have south, and they will take north, will they? Yes. Orks are going to get a triple here, and Eldar are looking in serious need of a miracle. None of them have enough red for a nuke, so it's not going to be that. Nob squad on the way for Floid as well, just piling on the pressure here. 62, 388. I think that Wraith Lord loss from XPhial's bug was a turning point. But we'll see what happens. Still the triple. Warp Spiders getting shots off on the Sluggers, who do have their Nob Leader and Burners and are level 3. Wow. 1696 hit points. Warp Spiders using their mobility though to get away. Death Dread is now level 2, up to 1115 hit points. Eldar trying to push south, but kept at bay by those stick bombs. Artillery squad for Orks. Actually quite decent in melee combat, but there's only 4 of the models. And better suited to chuck their Orky grenades. Those are stun bombs, and there is a Psychic Storm again. Has done very well, I think, for Illethor, for XPhial I should say. Has pretty much forced off every squad that is targeted so far. Here comes a Nob squad. There's the warp throw to throw them away from Adila's Warlock. He has Providence as well. Might need Ethereal Slash now if he wants to deal with those guys. Could be a good combo with Ethereal Slash and the Psychic Storm. Gravity Blade also up for the Farseer, who's level 4. And here is Levitation Field. 62, 269, disabling these knobs and throwing them aside. She had to use her Spirit Stones lest she dies there. Oh, big volley from the Wraith Guard, almost wiping the shooters. These guys are level 3 as well, don't want to lose them. 62, 251, there's the double cap. And Orks should retake the south for the triple, and look at the map now. Eldar pretty much confined to their base with their 2 natural powers and this very natural wreck point as well. Illethor with just 2 squads pretty much fell apart for him in the north when he had that bad engagement where he lost his Howling Banshees. Started off very good though up there. 62, 223, Kowsey 4 urging caution. Not very orky, but he wants to win. There's the stick bombs going in. Warp Spider's just about teleport out in time. Death Dread did very well for Floid and gets away. 62, 202. Looks like this is the Orks game in the first one, but we'll see what happens. A looted tank is top for Rags. Kowsey 4 still has his looted tank and has a Nob squad of his own. See it counts on the field for XPhial. Lots of awesome power melee DPS with good disruption and mobility. Do they disrupt with their leap? I can't even remember. 62, 164. I don't think they do actually. No, they don't. They just leap in. But a leap does do actual damage as well. 62, 154. Plasma grenade misses everything. Big Wraith Guard volley again. Don't think they've got quite enough of those big volleys off that scare stuff away. Warlock using Providence to try and cap. But it's still just going to be a 2-1. What is this? A sneaky Warlock of Illithor trying to cap. Has the Heart of Darkness. There is the Levitation Field. Avatar of Cain on the way for Illithor, but it might be too late. Maybe he can cap top using the Avatar and his infantry. But it's still kicking off here. There's Use Your Choppers on the Nob squad. That is a global from Rags and his Warboss. These Nobs fully upgraded with Mina and Greener and their hammers and their Nob Leader. Ortark running around. XPhial takes down that Shooter Boy Nob. She does inspire nearby allies with each kill. Has a lot of really good support. Passive damage resistance buff as well. But she does go down there in retreat. That was painful. Just one hammer swing in retreat and down she went. Mina and Greener on the way for Kowsey's Nob squad. There's the 2-1 for the Eldar. Can they do this? I don't think they can, but we'll see. 49, 115. looted tank coming in mid. There's Frenzy on the knobs, now immune to damage and suppression for 6 seconds or so. And there it goes. Does not last very long now, Frenzy. 49114, there's a webway gate for XPhial. Wraith Guard trying to get volleys, unable to suppress the Nob Squad though. And now the Nobs are there in melee, getting those momentum buffs with each swing of the hammers. Good grief, a nice grenade spike there. That was Adila and forces off the Nob Squad, but they didn't lose a model. That grenade damage evenly spread, of course, unlike fragmentation grenades, say, which have all of the damage focused in the middle and it quickly drops off. 4976. Seer Council in retreat, and three slugger models, I should say, are capping south. Dire Avengers trying to cap. Here comes an infiltrated Warboss, infiltrated by Hyde the boys. Some really nice interplay from the Orc players, using their global buffs on each other. 49-54, there's the double cap for the Orcs. It's a close ending in terms of VPs, but the Eldar have been on a back foot for a while now. There's stick bombs in retreat path, also disrupting that D cannon. 49-33, Warlock is going ballistic, using Providence and Ethereal Slash, trying to cap. Providence lasts, I think, 15 seconds now. 49-27. Seer Council, can they save this Bright Lance? No, they can't. Look at that though, disrupting the crap out of this Nob Squad. Can they take down a few models here? Have 5 models, the Seer Council, 500 hit points each, of regular infantry armor. Nob Squad are heavy infantry, not super heavy. Here comes another Nob Squad, and the Seer Council need to get the hell out of there. 47-27, it's a 1-to-1, and Illethor has capped the north. I haven't seen him hold this wreck point at all yet. 47-25, still that 2-to-1 for the Orcs. Eldar putting up a fight for sure. What is this? It's Commandos being called in by Floid. Global ability of the Kommando Nob. 47-18, there's the 2-to-1. Looks like they are going to take this. There's a singularity at the end of the game. Doesn't do a whole lot. Eldar can't even decap the mid. Storm Boys jumping in. These are Rags. Looks like they've lost their Nob leader. That's a lot of Daka. That was, love the Daka from the Kommando squad. Some awesome disruption from these guys, but that was a big D cannon hit. Good grief. 47-9. Battle Wagon hits the field late game. The Warlock of Adila is trying to cap. Has not charged up Providence. Can't activate it whenever you want it. It's actually charged up by damage, and down he goes. 47-9. I think you need 200 damage or something like that to charge up Providence. Might be a bit more. Is that an Eldritch Storm? It is an Eldritch Storm. That is a dead Kommando Nob and a dead looted tank. What an awesome finish. 47-9. Sluggers using user choppers finish off the Dire Avengers, chasing down the Warp Spiders now. Ouch. Painful. Level 4 Sluggers for Rags. 1950 hit points with burn as well. And Orks will take mid, and that will mean that they take the game. Avatar was kept north by Illethor, which I think was generally a good choice. Didn't work out in the end. Probably could have used it in mid, but you need to hold one of them at least. And there's the game. 2-to-1 at the end for the Orks. They take it with just 47 victory points left. Eldar started off so strongly, but a bunch of losses mid-game, including XPhial's unfortunate Wraith Lord loss and Illithor's Howling Banshee and Dire Avenger losses, just totted up, and the Orks pushed on, hit tier 3 and got some nasty stuff. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you next time. It's 1-0 to the Orks.